name's Paul Brooks. I'm head of R&D at Siemens. I'm in the ITS business, Intelligent Traffic Systems. We're a small business unit. Siemens in the UK is about 15,000 employees. We're just 750 of them. We sit in the mobility group. They also do the trains. So we're really responsible for everything from congestion charging, low emission zone, connected car more recently, through to traffic lights. So it's a pretty broad remit. Generally a product business, so we're talking about manufacturing and developing in the UK. Innovation and innovation projects, we take more of a kind of SME type role. So we're not the big corporate Siemens, and this is very much a local presentation. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the problems that were alluded to earlier on about congestion. Typically when trying to reduce congestion during the rush hour period, there are traditional solutions. There could be modal shift, could be car sharing. How many people share a car or have? Probably not many. A few. Excellent. So we need more people like you, because actually we need to get the cars off the road. We can do certain things with traffic lights. We can be quite clever with adaptive algorithms. We can put strategic software in. We can do analysis. But at the end of the day, during the peak times, there are too many vehicles on the road. So there's been other solutions in the past, and UK examples, tidal flow, Aston Expressway. So that's where you put more capacity going in the evening, and then you reverse that capacity in the road on the way out in the morning and evening. Congestion charging, one of our systems in London. Obviously, that's through taxation. It's not necessarily politically attractive, or it's not also attractive to people. So how about we get the most out of our systems? So we've got all these complex systems. When you go and see them, a lot of them are in disrepair. They're not actually working to their full efficiency. So there's a quick win there. We can actually do something with the infrastructure we've got. We can look at modal or time shifting. So modal shifting's a big topic, and maybe MAS is going to help accelerate that. But when we look at, do we want to take the bus to work or the train to work, or do we want to drive? A lot of people still take their car. And can we load balance our network? So in the same way as computer networks load balance, they move the IP traffic around. Can we move the traffic around on our networks? That's what the road authorities want to do. They don't want you taking that little rat run that you found on Google, because it's a nice, easy route. It creates other problems for them. So we looked at this through a project of more around social behaviour. So this isn't just technology, it's using technology, but we're actually trying to understand how do people react. So we got together with Coventry City Council, Hariba Maira, Coventry Uni and Serious Games International with an idea around 3 years ago. And so we thought, wouldn't it be good if we could collaborate to find out if road user behaviour can be influenced using incentives to reduce the traffic congestion on some main corridors, by promoting preferred routes based on the time of travel, and we use Coventry as a test bed. I'm going to just skip that bit and go straight onto this. So 3 key routes. If you're local, you may well know these routes. There's the A444, the A4600 and the Binley Road. There are 3 main commuter routes that are coming into Coventry. So an element of load balancing would mean we would share the traffic between those routes a little bit more evenly then perhaps if you're coming from the south, you might just go in the Binley Road corridor rather than drive round. There's no real incentive to do those extra miles. Unless, of course, you hear Binley Road's completely jammed. And then you might go, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll go up to 4600 and in that way. But maybe by the time you get there, that's completely gridlocked. So you need a little bit more information if you're going to take these decisions. So the project activities were, first of all, let's have a look at what we've actually got in terms of infrastructure in Coventry. Let's fix it, let's upgrade it, let's get it up to the designed parameters of operation. And you'd be surprising how much budget we actually spent doing that, which is good in many respects, because this is partly funded by the Coventry and Warwickshire. So they're investing in this project and actually getting something straight out, even if we don't influence driver behaviour. But what we wanted to do is Siemens has a cloud-based traffic management system. We've got something like 110 local authorities use our software and our traffic lights. And what we've done is we've migrated all these legacy old systems to the cloud. Currently about a third of the customers are transitioning to that. That enables us to do a lot more things than we could in the past. And we're using this software in UK sites as well, which you'll hear about later when Claire gives a presentation. We're using that for the connected vehicle side of things. Here we thought, well, how could we actually influence the commuters in this area in this social experiment? So we want to understand the commuter patterns and motivations. We're going to do some modelling on transport activity, and I'll skip this and just go into the slides in the interest of time. So we had some focus groups. Coventry University ran through, asked a question about modal shift. So would you be prepared to change your mode of transport on your way to work? No interest. This was the resounding result, which is a bit disheartening. No interest in switching the transport method or using multimodal options. So there's some challenges for policy makers and some of the other projects that are going on in West Midlands to really overcome some of these issues. Now, this assumes that this group was representative. But the slightly more concerning thing is they didn't really care about the environment either. The environment incentives, they've made their choice when they bought their vehicle, was the feedback. There's some feedback there, you can read it later, but limited capacity for carrying bikes on trains, buses never stick to timetables, you need to guess when to be at the bus stop, etc. So some generalisations probably even aren't true in some cases, but there's some real issues to overcome. But where it gets a bit more interesting for our project is, out of the people surveyed, bits I want to focus on are, there's a piece here around smoother journeys. So if you go back to the Automotive Council roadmaps, people want to know about the delay. What unexpected congestion and what is the impact on their journey? How do they get that information? So a lot of people are using apps that try and travel planners and all sorts to get that information. We have that information, it's in the traffic management system where it stays. So how do we get that out to people in real time? And when I go to work, where can I park? So, parking is a challenge for some of the commuters. And it's a concern. If you time shift your journey, so we talked about the peak earlier on, if there's too many cars between 8:30 and say 8 and 9 o'clock, then if we try and give an incentive for you to go in late, I do this, I've got flexi time where I work, I very often leave at 9, go in for 9:30. I do my first hour, 2 hours a day at home. I just miss the peak and I go in and I get there quicker, more efficiently, less stressed, lower cost. But I can park at work. If I couldn't, would I make that decision? So there's some things there. So the second thing that came out is solving the parking challenge. I'll come to it in a minute, but there's an app that we've developed. It's really a test app. It's not meant to be something fully deployed, but it is for testing, helping us test what some of these motivators are and what some of the incentives could be. And you can see two screens there. One on the left is actually pushing out the data we have on instance from the system as it is. And there are some developments that are also being done in the project to create more accurate information there. And another one about parking spaces. So what have we got? We've got Stratos in the middle. That's the cloud traffic management system. It's been hooked up to the existing traffic light system that's in Coventry. We've got Coventry City Council, who are the road operators, so they have the knowledge and the policy choices to dictate where they'd like you to travel. Okay, so it's not a free-for-all. It's not just pick an app, get some information, do what you want. There's actually a steer into the system from them that says, today, actually I'd like to discourage people from going down the Binley Road or wherever it might be. So we can push that through into the driver advice that we're giving into the app. And the app has a route planner in there. Coventry Union, SGIL have developed the app and gamification elements. Hariba Myra have been doing some work on predictive traffic simulation and journey time. So this has the state of the road network now in the Siemens system, but it also has what could the state of the road network look like in X minutes, depending on choices that people may make. So I've already mentioned this, but Myra's working on the simulation side, so that's predicting in real time the impact of traffic flows, and also traffic forecasting algorithms, routing, to take account of the particular traffic management objectives the council set. So they may be after peak load spreading, they may be looking at balancing the traffic across those 3 corridors, discouraging rat runs, etc. Commute are doing all the kind of driver behaviour, because obviously there's an app involved here, although it's only a test app to help us understand what's going on, the psychology of the project. It's still got to be safe, it mustn't be distracting, so there's driver distraction, which Myra and Commute are doing. Additionally, Siemens has got a PhD running. It's actually at Southampton Uni, where we've got an algorithm called Roadcast, and this is a forward prediction algorithm, and it uses contextual data to try to work out when there's an incident. So what we can do is much more accurately predict what the traffic flow can be. So there's a couple of lines there where there's a spike, that's a football match going on. So because we know there's a football match going on, we can actually more accurately predict that traffic will be different to a typical Saturday. Because we're more accurately predicting it and correlating that, when the traffic isn't what we expected, we know there's an incident. So this kind of stuff is being worked into the project as well to try and give us some more active information that can help people when they travel. Regarding the app, it's really designed to provide a gaming experience to users. So this is SGIL's speciality. They want to create that attraction to adopt it and use it, and they want to have the ability to get points. So my kids understand this probably more than I do, but I have used Waze, and I have got something in there, I don't know, there's a number in there that says I've been a good citizen or something. But it's developing that concept a bit further. If you follow the preferred route to work, you get a reward. You get commuter coins, they've been called. When you get enough commuter coins, you can enter into a raffle. And you can actually win prizes. And the idea of this was really to engage local businesses and some commerce into providing some of that free advertising for them. As the rewards get bigger, the incentives are there, maybe more people adopt it. So if we can get this to work, we can actually create local value and growth and jobs. So that's what it's all about. So Coventry City Council, including its business improvement districts team, they've been working with corporate leads and businesses on the routes to generate these rewards and the benefits. They've obviously got to look at external incentives as well as council-driven ones. So there may be actually policy things they want to do, and there may be other things that relate to the broader economy. Clearly, you need things like flexibility. So if you have to do the school run every day, I used to for umpteen years, I was dropping the kids at school and then sitting in the worst bit of traffic. Right? I could have gone home. I was talking to someone earlier on who said they go home. But then that would have been another 10 minutes back, and then it's a waste of time. What I wanted to do is go somewhere and park up, maybe use some Wi-Fi, buy my lunch, do something, and then just wait for the traffic peak to go. So they're also looking at things like that. If you're going through an out-of-town retail park area, could you go into B&Q's car park, which is empty at that time of morning, and another business sets up some mobile Wi-Fi, brings you a coffee, you can just get your car off the road, do a little bit of work, make some calls safely, etc., and then just follow the traffic in, assuming you can park when you get there. So that brings on sufficient parking, etc. So there's a number of things here. So little screenshot of you get a raffle notification in the app, and maybe you get free parking. That could be an incentive or guaranteed parking. So next week, because you did so well this last month, next week you're going to get priority parking. Next week you're going to get half price parking. Clearly someone's got to pay for that, so there's a whole business case to look at. So the app's coming soon. If you live in this area, get in touch. We want participation through to the university. They're actually going to manage the trial. From a Siemens perspective, we're absolutely keen to roll this out in other places and actually get it working, get some more incentives, get some maybe further integration into the vehicle system. So it's not an app, it's actually much more integrated. So I'll be around for the rest of the day. If you want to see, I've got some videos of the app on my laptop in the car, so I can go and drag those out. You can have a quick look at how the routing, planning, and other features work. Get a preview of that, but if that's interesting, get in touch. I hope that was interesting. Thank you very much.